I've been trying to record this for some time. Anyway, I just want to get this idea out there into the world. This is what I see. It's basically a green oasis in the middle of cities. Someplace you come up to the front, and on half of it, there's a store up at the front that has 2 catios so that people can go in and meet pets that they might want to adopt. And on the other side, there's a veterinarian, and there's a lab, an X-ray, the whole kind of, radiology suite, and the human doctor, and then the dentist. And they all are going to provide care for the people living in the pet vet community because they get their offices for free. So we would advertise this towards baby docs and retiring docs. It's like, here, you get a free tiny house and your office is free. All we ask is that you treat the residents for free. And maybe put something in the contract like once a quarter you do, sliding fee scale for the entire community. But you go down the road through the trees, and then there's the big house. And the big house has a few suites in it that have catios on them, and have 2 rooms, a living room and a bedroom and a bathroom. There's a communal kitchen. There's a library. Oh, and not just a physical library. This has an e-library. There are Kindles that are available for residents to check out and read off of. Or, we would have to talk to Amazon to see how to do that. But I'm sure they have something where we could download books into a single account and have it available for many people to read, like a library. Same kind of situation. And then there's a craft room, which has all, kinds of storage and organization, and a big, huge table. You can make cosplay, you can make miniatures, craft. Sewing, a couple of sewing machines, maybe a serger. I've never used a serger, but that would be cool. A media room with space for people who are in wheelchairs, and also those chairs that lay you all the way back, or you can kind of go in, custom ones. Yeah, those things are awesome. Much more comfortable than my chair, even when I have the extending legs out on it. Oh, did I mention this entire place is fully accessible everywhere? Yeah, anything that is 2 stories has a lift. And a nice one, a comfortable one, where you don't feel like, ew, they don't really like me much, do they? No. Oh, and there's also a communal laundry in the main house. And then you come down from the main house and you start seeing the gardens. There's the kitchen garden and the herb garden and the flower garden, because flowers are important, and I think the residents should be allowed to come and pick flowers and take care of the flowers and take care of the herbs and the vegetables and get to have some. Because you're living there, okay? And down from that is the rec room. And I'm thinking something that's got like a wood shop on one end. And then you have this huge rec room where you can like pull out tables and do stuff. And then there's a stage over at that end. There's a really huge screen on this end, so you can put like video games and stuff, maybe a small kitchen on the end. And then on the other side of the rec room, off of the rec room, is the screened-in, full-size basketball court where you can also grill. You set it up right, so it's raining. Okay, we can still get out there and shoot some hoops, or we can go out in there and do some PT, or we can go out there and whatever the heck. Oh, but we also have to have a indoor pool and spa because, kind of a thing. And then beyond that is like maybe a barn where like people who feel like it can say, oh yeah, you want your house demolished, we'll take it apart for you. First, we're going to go through and take out everything that could possibly be used again, and we're going to store it in our barn. And then, because I'm thinking a 501c place, you can be like, oh yeah, you want to donate, just give us a donation and you can have some of this stuff that we have gotten out of these other houses. And then over here are the tiny houses, and when I say tiny, I don't necessarily mean the itty bitty like 100 square. No, I mean, although if somebody that floats your boat, that's fine, but I'm thinking something like that you could put on a trailer and haul off if you needed to, so that like when you're making rent payments or something on this thing, you're renting to own it, so that you have equity in this place. And every single one of them has at least a fenced-in backyard and a catio on it. Because here's the key thing. Besides it all being accessible, everybody, no matter whether they're using crutches, canes, wheelchair, 2 feet, 4 feet, I don't care. Well, except slithering. I'm not much of a reptile person. Can get to anywhere in this facility, and that there are trails through greenery that you can walk or roll or run or what have you that goes around the property. But everybody who lives here has to take care of a pet. It could be, if you've got a service dog, fine, that counts as a pet. You have an emotional support animal, rock and roll, that counts as your pet. But we will check on you, a couple of days a week and say, you got enough food? You doing okay? And if you're an introvert and you don't want to talk to anybody, you can be fine. Okay, we're just going to check on you a couple of times a week, though, to make sure you're still alive, because we're worried about your pet. We don't care about you. No, that's not true. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to have safe space for people to live, particularly people who are disabled, people who have post-traumatic stress syndrome. And sometimes you're cool being around other people, and sometimes, no, you need your own space that is safe. And to also help support this, on the other side, the other half of the property, you build a fully handicap accessible campground that has a couple of tiny houses or cottages up at the front where the barn is, and the barn has a commercial kitchen in it, and you've got a non-denominational chapel somewhere. And I'm thinking, man, hey, get a hold of everybody, all the religious leaders in the community, and say, we're putting up a non-denominational chapel. We have allocated a space, 10 by 10 or what have you, for everyone in the religious community to come put a holy symbol or a picture up. Go for it. Having labyrinths, and I want to have a hedge labyrinth and a stone labyrinth, but I want them both to be the kind where somebody in a wheelchair or on a scooter can go through it and feel it. You can't feel it quite the same as when you walk it, but still, the pattern, it makes a difference, And that's kind of what I'm thinking of. And I would really love to see it, because a place like that, you could have family reunions, you could have scout campings, you could have cosplay stuff, you could even, as a community, throw a fair, for the weekend. It's like, yeah, we're having a fair. This is our Star Wars weekend, so you will be seeing nothing but Mandalorians, Jedi, and Darth Vader's out there somewhere. So anyway, but stuff like that, because I want a place where people feel comfortable being themselves, and at the same time helping all those strays who are out there who need our help so desperately. Why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? I think PetVetCommunity is an idea whose time has come.